Hey guys, in this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about Christopher Robin. In Christopher Robin, we follow a now adult Christopher Robin who he's grown up, he's gone through war, he's married, he has a child, he has a terrible job. Yeah, life is just not too great for Christopher Robin, really. And one day, his childhood plushy bear, Winnie the Pooh, comes up to him and he needs help finding their friends, Tigger and Eeyore and Piglet, all those people. And Christopher Robin is kind of dragged into this, and he learns some very powerful messages by the end of the movie. So, before we do get started, for the first chunk of this video, we're not going to have no spoilers. We're just going to be very general about our thoughts, how we kind of felt about it, and then we can get into some more specifics. So if you have not seen the movie, stick around for this little beginning chunk, and then we'll tell you when we're about to get into spoilers. So, Stephanie, how did we feel about Christopher Robin? I feel like we need to talk about when it was first announced, years ago.
I honestly don't remember that.
Because years and years ago, Disney kind of made up their list for like the next freaking 20 years, it seems like, what's coming out. And Christopher Robin was on the list. And I remember clearly a lot of people bemoaning the fact, oh God, we're getting a Christopher Robin movie, Jesus Christ. But I remember going, oh, that sounds cute, especially once they revealed that it's going to be about an adult Christopher Robin. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a really clever, brilliant idea, like really perfect. So I was on board the entire time.
I don't remember when they announced it, so...
It was a long time ago. Yeah, you don't remember? Yeah, Disney was sitting there just popping out release dates all over the place. Mm-hmm. They were like, oh, all these 20 different... Disney's been going a little nuts, you guys. They have the next 20 years like mapped out with Disney live action movies. So yeah, our general thoughts and feelings, Stephanie. How did you feel about Christopher Robin?
It was adorable and funny and sad and precious. It was all kinds of things. It was a mixture of everything.
All the feels.
It had a nice balance between everything.
Like the humor and the drama.
I didn't feel like it was too kiddie or anything like that. I was thinking too, like the humor. I don't even think there was any kind of adult humor in there.
Like serious adult humor? Like gross adult humor?
Yeah.
No, the humor was like... Because it was still kid-friendly.
But the thing was, it was like proper funny. Yeah. Like they didn't have to put in adult humor to make you laugh. It was like it had an actual, like you properly laughed because something was funny and not just because it was weird.
It was British humor. It's what I like to call British humor because I love the British sense of humor.
Well, the two, sometimes you'd be like, ha ha, oh.
I know. Yeah, this movie was so adorable. I love the concept of an adult Christopher Robin. It just made so much sense. And I liked kind of that montage. I really like that montage at the very beginning of the movie. And they're kind of using like the storybook format, and they're initially showing.
They're like where?
Yeah, they initially show him as a little boy and that he's full of hopes and dreams, and he has a lot of enthusiasm for life, I suppose. When you're a child, that's how you feel. But then, yeah, it's like you're kind of flashing through in this little montage at the beginning, and yeah, he gets married, then he goes off to World War II, and he comes back, and he has a daughter that he's never met. Right? Yeah, she's already like 6 years old or something.
How long was he over there?
I don't know. Yeah, the war was only so long. I don't know if she was like that old. So yeah, it's like he comes back, and yeah, he's been brought down from life, I suppose, and he goes to work at the terrible suitcase factory or whatever it is.
Luggage.
The luggage. Well, not a factory. It's not a factory, but yeah, just the cells of luggage. Yeah. It's very boring and mundane, How much more boring and mundane can you get?
Luggage.
So yeah, I really like the whole concept of, spinning what you know about the story of Winnie the Pooh, because, you always think of Christopher Robin as being
He
this...
stayed forever.
Yeah,
child.
yeah. You always think of him almost like Peter Pan. You know, the Peter Pan syndrome. You almost kind of always think of him being that, but there's the reality that he had to grow up at some point and leave behind his plushies. No. So
I won't leave you behind.
that's depressing enough as it is. We're two grown women with plushies in our rooms. So yeah, I love that whole thing, and just all of the messages, you know, by the very end, just really heartwarming and poignant and sad and emotional. It just gives you all the feels. Do you think children would enjoy this movie, Stephanie?
It's a difficult question.
That's a difficult question.
I think they would, but at the same time, I feel like a teenager and above would enjoy it more. Because I feel like the kids, that the Winnie the Pooh and characters, that's more for the children.
Yeah.
Like, too, when he gets back to 100 Acre Woods and he's kind of having that more adventurous stuff going on, I think kids would like that. But, you know, especially all the stuff with, you know, that are in the real world. The
real
kids,
world issues.
Yeah, kids that just, I feel like, would just be sitting there like...
I mean,
even in our theater, I'm pretty sure there were maybe a couple teenagers. Did a couple teenagers finally come in?
I don't know. I thought it was all adults at our theater.
I think, yeah.
I think it's
either
all adults.
somebody came in who was like in their early 20s, because I feel like somebody younger came in. But it might have been possible that we were the youngest in there.
We might have been. I don't know.
But yeah, our theater was filled with
we had
grown people.
Yeah, we had absolutely no children in our theater.
Which was nice.
Yeah, which was nice. This is definitely, I think, if you have a mature child, I think they could grasp the situations in this. You know, maybe they'll grasp that quicker than some children. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely feel like this is almost more for adults. You know, just because of a lot of the issues presented in it, a lot of the messages and themes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of that might kind of fly over a child's head because they've not experienced
because
things like that.
Some stuff kind of gets dark, not too dark.
Yeah.
But stuff happens that's kind of metaphorical.
Metaphors.
And yeah.
It's very deep.
I feel like a kid would laugh about stuff, but they wouldn't necessarily know what they're laughing about. Because some of the deep stuff is funny.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like a kid would just laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas you're kind of laughing because you're like, I get that.
I think a child can watch this and, yeah, they'll be amused with the plushies. You know, they'll be amused with Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore, you know. But, yeah, I think that's about all they'll be able to kind of appreciate is that aspect, the cute, cuddly things, you know. I don't know. We don't have children. I don't know.
I feel like if I was a child, I'd just be like, boo, and not understand the rest of it.
I feel like I'd be that way too if I was a little
And then
girl.
I'd rewatch it, you know, 8 years later. And be like,
yeah. I feel like if I was a little girl watching it, I would like the cuteness, but I wouldn't understand anything else about it. But yeah, another general topic. How did we feel about the CG?
that crap looked great.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Looked like they were really holding on to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if Ewan McGregor was really like holding on to a plush Pooh.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because, I mean, it really looked like everything looked like they were carrying, because a lot of times there were several scenes that these characters were being carried, and it looked like they were really carrying them around, so I don't know if they really did have some kind of plush to take
I would like some sort of behind-the-scenes featurette of Christopher Robin, you know. Because it looked like they were carrying, like, when Ewan McGregor's kind of carrying Pooh around or something, it looks like he's really holding Pooh. It doesn't look like he's holding on to some weird CG thing.
And because it looked like he was really talking to him, like when he would hold him or look at him, you know, it looked like they were really talking to the characters and stuff. And yeah, it didn't look weird at all. It really looked like Pooh was walking around.
I liked the details of the CG because, like, for Pooh, for instance, and Piglet, you can see, like, that they're obviously plushy. You know, you can see that they are plushy. You can see the seams and the fabric. Just, I think, really well done with the design. I also really liked the actors in this movie. Obviously, I loved Ewan McGregor. I've loved him since Star Wars.
Since 1999.
I've had a crush on that man since 1999. I loved him as Christopher Robin. like I could believe him as a little boy who used to go on adventures with stuffed animals.
Yeah.
He has that look to him. I liked Haley Atwell a lot. Mm-hmm. She's not in it very much, but what she does have, she does great with.
I'm tired of being in World War II.
If you guys have seen the first Captain America movie, she just looks like she popped right out from the Captain
just
America
what she
movie.
looked like during when she wasn't at work.
Yeah. But yeah, I really liked Haley Atwell. I really liked the little girl. What was her name? Madeline?
Yeah.
I really liked.
Cute.
Yeah, I really liked the little girl playing Haley Atwell and Ewan McGregor's daughter. Yeah, really good actress. Definitely not like a child star, like barely even knows what their lines are. Like she was really doing a lot of heavy lifting. You know, she was having to pull a lot of emotional weight with certain scenes, and she was doing that really good for a child star. I really liked Mark Gatiss as kind of the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
The horrible boss. Ewan McGregor's boss. Yeah, I liked him. I liked the voice actors for all the plushies. Mm-hmm. They all pretty much sound like
the characters.
Yeah,
the original voices.
Pooh sounded like Pooh, and Tigger sounded like Tigger.
Yeah, I'm not sure if one of the original people was still doing one of the voices.
Piglet sounded a little weird.
Piglet was a little weird. There was something about Piglet.
But I still liked the voice acting for Piglet. Piglet was so funny.
Piglet's a boy or a girl?
I don't know. Is Piglet a boy or girl?
I don't know what Piglet is. It took me forever to find out what Rabbit was.
I definitely liked Eeyore. The voice acting for Eeyore was great.
Eeyore was great.
Oh, God. Loved Peter Capaldi's Rabbit. How perfect. Peter Capaldi was just perfect for Rabbit. So, yeah, that's it for general thoughts. We're about to move into some spoilery stuff. So, goodbye. Come back later. So, Stephanie, is there anything specifically you want to talk about as far as spoilers go?
I don't know. You know, well, while we were sitting here talking, I started thinking about, at the beginning, his father died.
Oh, yeah. Christopher Robin's father.
You'd think there would have been something with, his mother later on.
Yeah, what happened to his mother?
All of a sudden she was just forgotten. Yeah, it didn't hit me during the movie, but, sitting here now, it's like, they had that his father died, but then it's like, what happened to your mom? There was no other mention of her or nothing like that. I mean, that's
They kind of had it like Christopher Robin had to grow up quickly because
his dad died. Because then they said that you're the man of the house now, so he was like, great, now I gotta stop believing in Pooh.
Yeah. Plus we find out he went to boarding school, didn't Pooh call it boring school?
But Pooh said, why do you want to go to boarding school?
Can we just talk about some of the funny lines, just the lines of dialogue that stood out? One of the funniest lines of dialogue that really stood out to me was when Christopher Robin and Pooh were they were trying to get on a train, and they got to go up to the ticket counter, and the guy is behind the ticket counter with the bars, and Pooh's like, why is he in a cage?
He just said it so seriously. And it just came out of nowhere.
I got the biggest kick out of that. Pooh, the things that were just coming out of Pooh's mouth.
And then Christopher would be like,
yeah, he was just saying whatever he was thinking. It was kind of great.
And it's just funny too when he was running around town and the people would see Pooh or the others talking and moving and just their reactions to it.
I also liked Eeyore's depression. I mean, good lord. Oh, I liked near the end when Eeyore, he's introduced to, what was her name, Evelyn, Haley Atwell's character, and he's like, hello, Evelyn, my wife.
This is Evelyn, my wife.
Oh,
and so the whole time. Oh, at the end, he was passed something to me, or he's just like, thank you, Evelyn, my wife.
Because that's how he was introduced to her from Christopher Robin. I liked the whole thing with the Heffalumps and Woozles. How that was kind of incorporated into the movie. And then you have the whole running gag right there at the end when Pooh and Tigger and all them, they all meet Mark Gatiss' character, and they're like, so he's a woozle. They're like, that's what a woozle looks like. And then he's like, what's a woozle? In some ways, I do feel like this movie, I mean, it was probably kind of predictable in some ways. I feel like I knew exactly where it was going to go by the end. It's a feel-good family movie. It's about a man who's having kind of a bit of a midlife crisis, obviously, and having issues with his personal life. So obviously, something's going to happen by the end that's going to trigger him to kind of be like, you know, I need to learn to laugh and smile again and have fun like when I was a kid. And it's just kind of that journey.
Because the whole thing is about that we do stuff that we don't like doing, like going to work, and that, like, for those people who do work at jobs like that, sit there and get too much into it, and then they forget to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Time, their mini bosses
don't do that.
Yeah, because they showed Mark Gatiss when they were in the elevator.
And he had the golf clubs.
Yeah, Christopher Robin had spent that entire weekend.
Yeah, him and Mark Gatiss' character, we don't know his name.
Yeah, Giles. It was Giles.
Was it Giles?
Yeah.
We're supposed to work on like a proposition.
They were
or something. Yeah, is that the right word?
Yeah, the big thing kind of going on in the movie was that at Christopher Robin's company,
they needed to lower. They needed to cut 20%.
Yeah, they needed to cut 20% of just finances
and
of some sort, I guess.
He was trying to do it without booting people out.
Yeah.
He was trying to do it in
like getting people fired. He didn't want to have.
He didn't want to get people fired.
So yeah, he spends that entire weekend, the weekend that he's supposed to be going on a trip with his family, he spends that entire weekend trying to come up with ways to lower costs and everything. But yeah, in the meantime, his boss,
he said he would help, but he didn't.
Yeah, he's supposed to be helping out on this too, but instead, yeah, when at the very end of the movie, when they're in the elevator together, he has like a bunch of golf clubs. But he's been golfing. He's not been doing any sort of work. So there's like that too. There's kind of that other little theme going on about, you know, the more privileged, wealthy people up there, you know, and they're not doing anything. But your underlings, you're forcing your underlings to do all the work while you're not doing anything. But you're getting paid more.
Too, it turned out that his father was like the head of the business, which was then funny because then his father was like, "What did you do all weekend?"
Was that his dad?
Mark Gatiss said son.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Or somebody said father. I'm pretty sure I heard that it sounded like they were father and son.
It is kind of a very simplistic solution that they have at the very end of the movie, because yeah, the solution to lowering costs, I guess, is vacation time, because then
people need luggage to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Because I guess this whole time they were just promoting to business people, not people going on trips.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the movie has a lot to do with money. The balloon. Everything with that balloon, you know, because that balloon was like a metaphor too. You know? Mm-hmm. That balloon was like a big deep metaphor for childhood. You know? Because, yeah, like Christopher Robin kept going, you know, why are you so concerned about this stupid balloon, you know? But Pooh, it's like that balloon was what was making Pooh happy.
That balloon meant everything.
And then, yeah, even at the end of the movie, when Madeline kind of finally gets that balloon, that's kind of making her happy. You know, it's like the balloon is like a symbolic representation of childhood or something. You know, it's like a deep thing.
I started getting paranoid once she had the balloon. She started hitting it with a racket, and I have a fear of balloons, and I thought it was going to pop, and I was like, God's sake, stop hitting the balloon.
But yeah, I liked that use of the balloon, because there was a lot of deep meaning to it when you think about it, because that's bringing you more happiness than like adult things or something. You know, I don't know. You gotta watch the movie to get all the deepness, but yeah. I liked the balloon, and it was so cute. Him just be Pooh with the balloon the whole time, just carrying it around. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when he got stuck outside of the train, I was like, oh no! But then how did that balloon still stay?
How that stayed? Because the speed that train was going, the balloon should have
floated away.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Is that it for general thoughts and feelings?
Probably.
And spoilers, I guess. I feel like we're going to end this video and be like, oh my god, there was so much other cute stuff. Seriously, this movie was adorable from start to finish. It gave you all the feels. I definitely would like to watch it again. I want my own plushie versions of like Pooh now. I need a plushie version, that plushie version of Pooh that I can carry around. Oh my goodness, him and the honey. There's that scene there at the beginning when Pooh first arrives at Christopher Robin's house, and he gets in all that honey, and it's all over him. Oh. And he's tracking all the honey through the kitchen and the carpet and the living room. Oh god, that was adorable. Okay, I think we're done. Are we done?
Yeah.
We're done talking about Christopher Robin. It was freaking adorable. You guys, in the comments below, have you seen Christopher Robin? If you have, what did you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you just oohing and awing the entire time? Or yeah, do you plan on seeing it sometime in the future? Just let us know. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos. Bye, guys.